Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Councillor Mackey.
Present.
Councillor Gamble.
Present.
Councillor Burley is absent today. Councillor Carlton.
Present.
Councillor McQueen.
Present.
Councillor Desai.
Present.
Councillor Patterson.
Present.
Warden Hicks.
Here.
Councillor Clumpus.
Present.
Councillor Keaveney.
Present.
Councillor Body.
Present.
Councillor O'Leary.
Present.
Councillor Woodbury.
Present.
Councillor Milne.
Present.
Councillor Soever.
Present.
Councillor Bourdignon.
Present.
Councillor Robinson.
Present.
Councillor Hutchinson.
Present.
We have all members here with the exception of Councillor Burley.
So Council, I'm going to ask you to rise, please, so that we can observe a moment of silence in recognition of Remembrance Day. Thank you very much. Next item is our land acknowledgement. And we acknowledge with respect the history, spirituality, and culture of the Anishinaabe, the Six Nations of the Grand River, the Haudenosaunee, the Wendat, Wyandot peoples, on whose traditional territories we gather and whose ancestors signed treaties with our ancestors. We recognize also the Métis and the Inuit, whose ancestors shared this land and these waters. May we all, as treaty people, live with respect on this land and live in peace and friendship with all of its diverse peoples. Council, is there any declaration of interest, pecuniary or otherwise? Seeing none, I would just say if one does come up during the course of the meeting, I would ask you to declare it at that time. Item 7A is County Council and Committee of the Whole minutes dated October 27th. I'm looking for a mover to put the item on the floor. Moved by Councillor Robinson, seconded by Councillor Milne. Is there any discussion on those minutes? Seeing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor? Is there anyone opposed? That is carried. Thank you. Item 7B is the Committee of the Whole closed meeting minutes, which are dated October 27th, 2022. I'm looking for a mover, please. Moved by Councillor Woodbury, seconded by Councillor, not Robinson, Thompson. You know, Hutchison, my apologies. This brain. Okay, we have no discussion. So all those in favor? Any opposed? That's carried. Thank you very much. I apologize, Councillor Hutchison. We have no closed meeting matters, and there's one report. It's the Public Health Grey Bruce Board of Health minutes, which are dated September 23rd, 2022. Dr. Era is with us. Good morning, Dr. Era. I'll turn the floor over to you, sir.
Good morning.
Do we need a mover? Yes, my apologies, Dr. Era. I need to put the item on the floor, which I have not done yet. So moved by Councillor O'Leary and seconded by Councillor Patterson. Dr. Era, you now have the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Warding. Good morning, Council. The update from the last board minutes, there are two major updates or main points. One about COVID situation and the other one about the opioid crisis update. So regarding COVID, at the time I updated the board about the surge in the number of cases, a number of outbreaks, hospitalization, almost doubling what we have been experiencing before. We had been experiencing over the past weeks. Today, I'm pleased to report that that surge has been mitigated through the efforts of the partners around the Grey Bruce and the team in the health unit. The number of outbreaks went down in long-term care to 4 after being as high as 10. Similar reduction happened in the number of new cases, hospitalization, and the other variables. We continue to encourage the public to stay up to date with the vaccine. The number of vaccination in the community and the number of outbreaks both generate immunity that provide safety for everybody. The health unit continues to support the partners primary care pharmacy in delivering vaccine, and we provide clinics throughout Grey Bruce, and we'll continue to do this. Regarding the second update, the opioid crisis, I provided the board with an update related to two, I would say, milestones. One is related to the Grey Bruce Health Unit working with Public Health Ontario as a COMO group. COMO is the Council of Medical Officers of Health Working Group, and leading 10 health units. And two of the achievements, short-term achievement, one of them is the data that we received from the Chief Coroner Office. Public Health receives quarterly reports or annual reports and similar reports. Now we receive on weekly basis up-to-date information, even with the weekly line list. Obviously, this would allow us to evaluate the end response quite effectively comparing to previous years, and this will be rolled out or is being rolled out throughout the province. The second update on the same group and the efforts of Dr. Zayed, the credit technically goes to her completely in this achievement. We have been selected, or our proposal have been accepted after quite a competitive submissions for grants related to opioid and the implementing an evidence-based public health approach to health promotion around substance use and preventing substance-related harms among youth in Ontario. That's the title of the proposal. That was granted or selected, and the grant will be around $110,000 that will be utilized for this cause, and hopefully it's going to be first step in many other steps. I'll stop there, Mr. Warden. Open to questions as always.
Thank you very much for that, Dr. Era. Are there any questions from council? I do not see any. So with that said, I'll thank you, Dr. Era.
Mr. Walden, if I may say one final point, I realize this is the last board, the last council meeting for this council. I just want to thank everybody around the table for their effort on your watch over the past 3 years of this pandemic. Many efforts, many partners have contributed to the cause of managing this emergency. And the council in Grey has been instrumental in leading many of these and coordinating many of these efforts. So on your watch, and not many people, not many councillors across the province or the country can say this, on your watch, Grey Bruce has mitigated the effects of a pandemic that could be devastating, and the effect was minimal, relatively minimal on families in Grey Bruce. Thank you for your service.
Well, thank you, Dr. Era, and we thank you as well for your leadership. Okay, where are we now? We're on to bylaws. So we have two bylaws, 5147 and 5148-22. I need a mover to put those bylaws on the floor. I'm going to choose Councillor Bordignon and seconded by Councillor Carleton. Any discussion on those bylaws? I'll call the question. All those in favor? Is there anyone opposed? That is carried. Thank you very much. We're on to item 11, good news and celebrations. Councillor Keaveney.
Thank you very much, Mr. Warden, and good morning, County Council. Two announcements, if I may, this morning. The first on behalf of the Fort County Labor Market Planning Board. The Employer One survey has been recently released, November the 1st. And the aim of the survey this year is to understand labor shortages and needs of employers in Grey Bruce, Huron, and Perth counties. The data will be used to develop and promote strategies to help meet the needs of our changing economy. So the survey can be found on the Fort County website and on, I hope, most everyone's Chamber of Commerce websites. And if each community can get 25 responses, then you can get data specific to your own area. And the second announcement I'm very proud to make as a Rotarian in Meaford. Our club is in the process of purchasing the Bethany Church of the Nazarene for the purpose of opening a thrift shop. In the basement, the food bank already exists, and we will open a, as I say, a thrift shop on the main floor. Mental health services are already being hosted there on Wednesday afternoons, and we hope to continue and add more ancillary services to make that a real community hub for Meaford. So very excited on behalf of Meaford Rotary. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that, Councillor Keaveney. I should have mentioned to Council that I know that some people want to make some remarks, and we're going to allow for that at the end of the, under other business, under Committee of the Whole. Okay. Are there anyone else? Councillor Soever.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Warden. Just like to report that the Events for Life has opened the Events for Life Arena Cafe at the Beaver Valley Community Center. The cafe began operations on Wednesday, November 10th, and we had a grand opening, which I was able to participate in on Tuesday, November 8th. So the cafe will be open Monday to Friday, 11 to 1, and offers a variety of lunch specials, including soups, chilies, sandwiches, hot dogs, muffins, cookies, and coffee. And it's staffed by participants from the Events for Life Center. And this cafe provides all these participants with the opportunity for community work experience and to learn new service skills. So for those of you who don't know, Events for Life is a local organization which provides day programs for individuals with special needs from the surrounding area. So Meaford, Collingwood, as well as the Blue Mountains. And it provides programs that provide social, recreational, and healthy living skills for over 30 participants, with the goal of supporting these individuals so they can live, learn, and work in an integrative and inclusive community. So it's a great program. Many of our people with challenges, once they finish their school years and they become young adults, there's really nothing for them. So Events for Life provides those opportunities for them to have these social and recreational. And the cafe, the snack bar at the arena was not being operated really. I mean, it was leased for a number of years, but they didn't operate that often. And so we decided that's a town that we would work with Events for Life. And now they are staffing it, and the people are having an opportunity to learn service skills. And, you know, I think it's a great collaboration. And, you know, I enjoyed lunch there. And it was half the price of a lunch otherwhere in the Blue Mountains. So it's, if you're passing through the Blue Mountains and you don't want to pay $30 for lunch, just drop by the arena, and the Events for Life people will fix you up for less than half that.
Thank you for that. Anyone else? Councillor Carleton.
Thank you, Mr. Warden. I'd just like to say that this past Tuesday night, Georgian Bluffs had a presentation of the concept designs for the Kimball Arena. And we had a number of residents come out and look at those designs and rework them to what they felt would work better. And that it is now online for any residents who wish to have more say on that matter to go ahead and put comments in. So we would encourage people to do that. But it was great to see how many people showed up to comment on it on Tuesday night. Thank you.
Thank you. I think that's it. Oh, Councillor Desai.
Thank you, Warden Hicks. On Friday, on the occasion of Remembrance Day, there's 3 services that I know of in Grey Highlands. At 10:45, the Fleshin Markdale Legion Branch 333 is hosting services in Markdale by the municipal offices and in Fleshin at the Cenotaph. The KCA is hosting a service in Kimberley at the community center there at 10:30. I hope people can make it out to that. Last week on Saturday was the Dundalk Little Theatre's presentation of several vignettes. I'd spoken about this at the previous meeting. It was all in for the benefit of the Dundalk Food Bank. I had mentioned at the time that I was the star performer. I still maintain that I was a star performer. There was one member from around this table, my member opposite, that did show up. I don't want his opinion. But the good news part here, Warden Hicks, is that through the sponsorships and sponsorships and DLT's commitment alone, there was over $4,000 raised for the Dundalk Food Bank. And at this point, we hadn't calculated what the gate receipts had been yet. So that would be on top of the $4,000. So I think in my opinion, that's a good news story. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay. It looks like you're going to get that opinion whether you want it or not. Okay.
You should resist.
All right. I'm looking for a mover to adjourn. Moved by Councillor Robinson, seconded by Councillor Clumpus. All those in favor? Anyone opposed? That is carried. Thank you. We'll just take a second to switch over to Committee of the Whole.